Howdy folks, welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles in the second of the 3 videos that I'm uploading to keep you busy while I'm at MCM Comic Con in London. This is, well, it's not the kind of game I feature very often on this channel, and there have been a couple of complaints that all I ever show is high tier games, you know, tier 7, 8, 9 and 10. Well, how about this? It's a tier 4 match. This is PzKpfw, and he is driving the cutest tank in the game. It's the Panzer II Luchs. It's the Scrappy-Doo tank. Just look at it. It's like a real tank, only smaller. And he's off. Look at him go. This is such a quick little tank. It's armed these days with, well, the gun that he's using there is the 30mm Mk103, which is actually a development of the gun that's used on the Luftwaffe aircraft like the Bf-109 or the Focke-Wulf 190, 30mm aircraft cannon. And it's a very, very good gun. Down here at tier 4 on the Luchs, however, its big Achilles heel is the reload. It takes forever to reload this thing after you've fired the clip. But the penetration is good. It's way better than the kind of guns that the Luchs was limited to back when it was a tier 3 tank. Now at tier 4 it finally has a gun with a bit of punch in it. Now the one thing that you shouldn't expect in a tier 4 game in World of Tanks, I mean you shouldn't expect it in any kind of game that you play, but definitely not down at the shallow end of the gene pool here at tier 4, is any kind of competent team play. You pretty much have to expect that most of the people on both teams are going to be very new to the game and they're really not going to have a clue what they're doing. And PzKpfw is very, very far ahead of the rest of his team. He's going through that reload cycle on the gun. Oh, it's reloaded, but he can't hang around here. Those enemy tanks are likely to rush him, not because it's the right thing to do, but because, you know, they're very, very new to the game, and there's like, oh, there's an enemy tank, quick, kill it. So he's done some damage, he manages to break contact, disengage, get into cover, and wait for backup to arrive. Unfortunately, his backup is mostly going to consist of players who are very, very new to the game and are pretty much thinking, oh look, there's an enemy tank, let's rush forward and kill it. And he's not above making a couple of mistakes himself. Doesn't really have a shot at that fellow over there. Looking around to see who's behind him. And very, very soon... I mean, these guys can't see him until he fires through the bush. Spots somebody poking over the ridge, and there's the T-40. And here's where he makes his first real mistake. Now the T-40 can't see him until he fires, and he spends far too long firing through that bush after giving his position away. He's kind of lucky. He started to pull back, he got his tracks blown off and took some damage, but he pulled back far enough that the rock that he was sheltering behind protected him from any further incoming fire. His tracks are back up. Reloads the gun, pops out, looking for targets. They're being remarkably cautious for tier 3 and 4 players, I must say. You will notice, of course, that at this point there are 11 players dead already. The game's barely started, but you know, this is what it's like. This is what it's like down at the low tiers. Everybody dies very, very quickly. Everybody drives in front of your gun as you're shooting and narrowly avoids being team killed while you're trying to get shots off at a VK2001, just because they just don't know any better. Now the VK spotted him. The guys in front of him are trying to get shots in, but he's got that rock between him and them. The T-40, well, you know, new player. You can't expect miracles. There he goes, and he's on fire. And no, of course he doesn't have a fire extinguisher. Why on earth would you buy a fire extinguisher? I mean, that's 3,000 credits. Oh dear, he's dead. Well, oh, choice of targets, and, you know, PzKpfw does it again. They're all aiming this way. They've just killed the T-40. He spends far too long shooting, takes some damage before he can pull back, and again, he's going to learn his lesson. He'll learn it the hard way, or he'll learn it the easy way, but he's going to learn his lesson. He got a kill out of it, but he's very, very low on health, and he's looking back to see where his team are, and of course they're nowhere near. It's just tier 4 game. This is what they're like. There's only 4 of his team left against 9 enemy tanks. He's not going to get any support from the rest of his team here. The guys who were left alive are the base campers. That's why they're still alive. It's just... Well, they finally got something, you know, they're going to have to fight now, whether they like it or not. There's some enemy tanks pushing into the base, and PzKpfw knows he's not going to get any backup or assistance from these guys. And it's only going to be a matter of time before those enemy tanks find their man pants, and they come after him. So he makes a run for it. And those guys in the base, it's typical Tier 4 gameplay. They're all just sitting in front of each other in the open, firing their guns as soon as they've reloaded. Nobody's trying to use cover. Nobody's trying to angle their armour. These are advanced concepts, they haven't learned how to do this yet. So the predictable carnage ensues. There they go, they're all dying one after each other. He finds himself in a position to take some side shots at a Hetzer, which is lucky. You don't want to have to shoot at the Hetzer from the front, especially not when you're on low health like this, and the Hetzer's sloped armour can be a bit of a problem. He's got 3 shots left in the magazine, decides to go for a reload before the guys behind him catch up. And now he's all alone. Enemy artillery has finished off the Valentine. So, while he's reloading, what exactly does he have going for him in this situation, other than the fact that he's a more experienced player than the remaining tanks of the enemy team? Well, he's in a quick little tank with a powerful little gun and a much better view range than his opponents. But that view range doesn't count for anything when an M5 Stuart pops up 90 metres away from you, and he does it again. He sits there unloading the magazine into the Stuart. The Stuart hits him, and dumb luck is what saved him there. He didn't actually do enough direct damage to the Stuart to kill him. The Stuart would have killed him with his next shot, but he set him on fire, and the fire took him out. But now, he's actually now in a position, now he's reloaded, he can use that view range to take out this Bison. South 40 behind him. Has he spotted him? He doesn't have sixth sense. Yep, he spotted him. He's definitely spotted him. He finally learns his lesson. He doesn't sit in front of a reloading tank destroyer, emptying the magazine. He takes a couple of shots and then he gets the hell out of there. And not before time too. The South 40 takes another shot and just misses him. Pops out, pops in again. Tricks the T40 into firing early, finishes him off. He's finally using the manoeuvrability and the speed of this little tank to beat his opponents the way he should be doing. So, the South 40 and the M3 Lee. Now, nobody's seen the M3 Lee yet. It's possible he's AFK. I guess we're going to soon find out. He's still got to deal with that South 40 though, and he is pointing in this direction. He does have a view range advantage over him, however. He's got 30 metre better view range. Possibly more, depending on how good his camo skill is on his crew. And the South 40's gun has not pointed in his direction. You can't see him. He starts firing. Accurate, measured shots. The South 40 turns. He definitely knows he's there now. Sits there nice and safe, waiting for the reload. Now, is he going to pop out in front of the South 40 again? He's close to within the South 40's view range, so that wouldn't be a smart idea. He'd probably still get the first shot off, but why take the risk? He's sitting there on less than 30 health. So instead, he uses the speed of the Luchs. And, these are advantages that you have over the existing enemy tanks. You'd be a fool not to use them. The South 40 is going to be camping that position, waiting for him to pop out again. He's going to have to move because sooner or later he's going to start getting suspicious. It's just a question of how long he's going to sit in the same spot, waiting for Cyclod to pop out again. And you'd be surprised how long people will sit, watching the same position, waiting for you to pop out again as you're merrily driving all the way around the map just to come up behind them. And surprisingly, the South 40 has actually moved. He's trying to flank around. Where has he gone? There he is. Has he seen him? Puts a couple of shots in, and he keeps going. He's still heading in the same direction. No, he's just stopped. He's just stopped. He's just realised. It's a little too late, but he has just realised that. Or has he? No! He hasn't. He's getting shot at from behind and he's still heading in the same direction. Oh, Tier 4 games, don't ever change, will you? Look at that. Was he actually trying to cap? I mean, probably. That's probably what was going on. He was probably thinking, oh, I'll be safe when I'm in the cap circle. Oh, there's the M3 Lee. He's not AFK at all. He's just that bad. Has he been camping the base this entire game? Probably. Wouldn't be surprising. It wouldn't be surprising at all. The Lee's going to see him as soon as he fires. He's well inside the Lee's view range. But, yeah, he's not going to give him an opportunity to actually aim. Pulls back behind the cover of the rock, reloads the gun. What's the Lee going to do? The Lee's going to be pre-aiming on that bush. He'll get the first shot off, but the Lee will fire and kill him as soon as he fires his first shot. So don't fire through the bush. Use your view range advantage. The Lee's got an even worse view range than the South 40. It's 320 metres. He's got a 40-metre view range advantage over that guy. And don't forget, Cycloid's in a light tank. He keeps his camo bonus while he's moving. So he can pretty much just pick and choose the terms of the engagement. There you go. Yeah, no problem. By the time the Lee turns around, he's gonna be gone. Keep solid cover between you and him. Break contact. Lee now has no idea where you are. Well, he knows roughly where he's getting shot from, but, you know, that's pretty much it. Gun is now reloaded. Here he comes, and this is just easy. Well, I don't think anybody would argue the point that Cycloid didn't make some mistakes in that game. He was far too cocky at the beginning, spending far too long sitting, emptying his magazine at enemy tanks and giving them the opportunity to shoot back at him, and it cost him a lot of health at the start of the game. But it was great to see that when he finally couldn't rely on his health pool to keep him in the game, he finally started using the speed, the manoeuvrability and the view range of the Luchs to trash the remaining tanks on the enemy team, and it was highly amusing. You didn't learn an awful lot from watching it, but, you know, if you want to learn, go and watch Quickie Baby. I'm here for the fun and the entertainment value. It's not to say that you can't learn things from watching my videos, but you're not going to learn an awful lot from watching a Tier 4 tank battle. And that's one of the reasons why I rarely feature replays from tanks at this kind of tier, because there's not a massive amount that you can learn from watching it. While they may be fun and entertaining, they're rarely educational. For that, you've got to watch good players fighting good players, and that rarely happens down here at Tier 4, even though they can be amusing to watch, as I hope you found this one. So, one more day to go, and then I'm back from MCM Comic Con. In the meantime, take care, folks. Have fun out there, and I'll catch you next time.